What's up, guys? It's Rebel Sun here with a brand new video with Forza 6 in the background. Right now I'm doing the paint for this Mazda, and it'll be a drift build, and afterwards it'll become into a NASCAR like video, but I did that all in one take, so enjoy. Now today I will be talking about the zombie storyline, which I said I was going to talk about in the 2 days ago video on Tuesday that I uploaded. And there are 4 universes in the zombie storyline, which they all go intersecting through just being Call of Duty Zombies. So 3 of them are all related, and the last one is the Mob of the Dead storyline, which I think might link in with Shadow of Evil, but I will have a theory video coming out on that probably about 5 days after this. But I will be covering the first universe today. Tomorrow I will be covering the second universe, which is the Transit, the Die Rise, and the Buried universe. And on the next day after that, I'll be doing the Origin storyline with theories. And then finally, I'll probably do in that same video, I'll do Mob of the Dead and Shadow of Evil, so I can do probably the predictions and storyline theories the next day. But in this one, we'll be covering the first universe anyway. I got papers here where I wrote it all down, because I can't do it all off the top of my head, but I have some of it that's off the top of my head. So we start off in Derice, which is codenamed the Giant. In German, that's what it means. And you start off and you notice that there's 4 radios across the map, which tells about the teleporters and the first test subjects, which is the first radio. It tells you that, which the test subjects are the zombies, as you can tell. And from the context of every radio, it lets you know that Maxis made everything from the zombies to the teleporters to the hounds. Through the first Easter egg, we found out that the master of the zombies is a little girl, Samantha Maxis, but we do not know who she is yet. We just know she's a little girl. Demonic voice and stuff that says max ammo and everything. And then they teleport and somehow travel through time, which was never explained fully, and they go to Kino der Toten. At the beginning, you can tell that the crew teleported from Derice. The 3 radios off the map tell that Richtofen was there testing the new subjects, Nova Gas zombies, and tells about the perks and how they got there, and the dialogue from Dempsey and Nikolai can tell you that they remember what happened before Derice. But this doesn't really say much, but they do kind of say that they got brainwashed, but they don't notice it because Richtofen cancels them off from saying it if you're playing 4-player or 2-player or even 3-player. And then from doing that, you kind of find out more about the Pack-a-Punch machine, and well, that kind of is considered a perk, but yeah, some people don't, some people do. I do. So then they teleport from Kino into Ascension, which I think happens a couple of years later, and it also takes to a different area of the world, which is in Russia. And Ascension actually takes place in an alternate universe in which the Russians made the zombies. Originally, they were testing them on testing the 115 on monkeys, which is letting you. That's why the monkeys are there. And the 2 new perks on Ascension are Stamina Up and PhD Flopper. But there are no explanation for the original 4 perks. This map actually takes place after or during the Cold War in Soviet Russia. The big full first Easter egg reveals nothing except about the Gerst device. So that means that they never tell you anything about the actual story. They just wanted to have this map there, and all it does is just let them have a working point until 2 maps later, which is Shangri-La. Call of the Dead is considered, well, it is a map, it's not just considered, but you know that they just go there and then they stay there, and then next DLC you get Shangri-La anyway, which they teleport afterwards after getting the battery pack from those guys. I was gonna name them all off, but I don't know who they are. No, it's Sarah McGill something, and those people, the Freddy Krueger guy and everything. and Danny Trejo. But then they teleported to Shangri-La. This wasn't really a map that I enjoyed, so I don't know if there's a lot to do with it, and there isn't really a big storyline with it other than the Illuminati things that get, like, you notice that Illuminati's had something to do with zombies and the Nazis and stuff. Then they get teleported from there, from the gods or something. I didn't play the map, so I played it like twice to do like a high round run, but made it to like 53 and stopped. Then they teleported from there to Notch Duran Toten, the first map ever, which was the House of the Dead. There was no Easter egg, just a plane to fill in the gap, just a place to fill in the gaps where the story is, where the group can get their minds together and everything. Plus, this was just made to do a throwback type thing. And then they move on to Verrucht. Somehow I think Verrucht and something, they are closely there to each other. And there's only a couple of secrets that you can tell through the dialogue, where Richtofen says that that their brains were washed. The crew, in which he brainwashed the crew to turn them into how we know them now, such as where they listen to everything he says and works with him without ever complaining to him. And then it's just Dempsey turns on him, but then Richtofen and Takio doesn't notice until later on, and the teleporters are what causing them to get their memories back, which they see them in flashbacks through while they're teleporting. If you know on Kino or Derice or anything like that, you see those pictures and stuff. Those are their memories and stuff going by them. Then they teleport to Shinonuma. This map just lets you know about Richtofen's assistant who helped him rebuild the teleporters at Derice, and his descent into insanity. In the beginning of the map, you look up and you can see where he hung himself, and you can shoot him and he'll flop around, and everything is kind of funny. Then you go back to Derice. There's nothing different about this other than the original, which there's not that big of a difference in the dialogue either, but there's nothing that I could really make out that is different from that. And all he does is talk and joke, and then we move on to Moon, which is the last place that they will be seen ever, which is in the beginning of Moon. It shows that they teleported there because it has the things on the screen whenever you come up in the Pack-a-Punch Area 51 area. And then they get on the thing, and I don't really understand how the perk got there, like the Speed Cola or the Juggernog, whichever one comes there on the first round. But then the only thing important with this thing is the Easter egg where Richtofen blows up the Earth, but that doesn't make any sense really, because even after you complete the Easter egg, you're able to go back to Earth, which doesn't really make sense. And then he turns into Samantha and becomes ruler of the zombies until the map Buried is released in the second universe. So I still have a lot of gameplay left over right here, so I think I might try to cover Transit, Derice, and Buried now. So I might have to go through this pretty fast, and this is all off of memory because I didn't write this one down. So I start off on Transit, which is a map that nobody liked, and it had the Easter egg Tower of Babel. Tower of Babel is a thing to the Bible or something like that, but it's the tower that you go through in the cornfield maze thing, where you can also find Notch Duran Toten, which isn't the actual Notch, I don't think. It was just there for an Easter egg. And then the new crew is getting told by Richtofen after he became ruler of the zombies in their state, where you can have it where he's ruler. You know nothing about the other crew if you just started playing Black Ops 2 and never worried about the original. Then you go and you do all this stuff for Richtofen, or either you can do it for Maxis. Doesn't matter. And Maxis can talk through radios, speakers, and things such as that. Nobody knows how and how he's alive. I think he's just a ghost or something haunting things in that universe. But Richtofen can only talk to Stolinger, which is the only dude who can talk to him because he ate. Well, we don't know that yet until the next map, but he ate zombie flesh, and that's how he can talk to him. Because why not? Zombie flesh. But yeah, they do the Tower of Babel Easter egg, and then they move on to the next map, the Die Rise, which they get teleported there by Richtofen, or for some reason Maxis. I don't know how he has that power. They really miss out a lot of things in the storyline, but who cares? It's the best storyline ever, in my opinion. For anything, movie, video game, make it into a movie, it'll be amazing. But then they move on to Die Rise, which I liked. A lot of people didn't like. Black Ops 2 didn't really do that good with the first two maps, but hey, what you gonna do? But they get teleported there. They do the Easter egg, which from dialogue they notice if you're doing Richtofen, they notice that you shouldn't really start trusting them because it's just Stolinger saying stuff, and you don't really hear Richtofen saying anything because the group can't hear him. But they can hear Maxis, so it's a lot of, like, I think Misty and Russman starts thinking about going with Maxis, but they just end up staying together whichever way you play the game. I never completed any of the Easter eggs. I watched them on YouTube. I might have to do that someday with, like, my crew if they ever buy Black Ops 2 and Black Ops 1 starts to work. But I don't know if that's gonna work. But I might have that coming out eventually. But I also have to find a way to record Xbox 360. So we move on over to the skip Mob of the Dead, because that did not happen in the second universe, which is what we're in talking about now. Then you go over to the map, the third one, which is I'm totally blanking out here. Buried. There you go. I didn't write this down, remember? Yeah, I should've. Nope. Okay. But either way, I have, yeah. So, Buried came out. We were all excited to finally see what would happen in this, with the storyline to continue, because we had Mob of the Dead, which a lot of people enjoyed. I enjoyed especially. That map is the best map ever. But then you move on over to Buried. You just get teleported there. You see this giant thing and the intro sequence and stuff. And it's just really weird. And I watched Tom Syndicate, his first playthrough of it, and I was confused as could be. And all you did was go down the hole after you got finished up there. You could try to get the LSAT. I don't know why you would. That thing's heavy, and it's not useful until like round 30. But you go down the hole, and then you find Leroy and the mystery box and things such as that. And all you really notice is that you get to complete the Easter egg for either Richtofen or Maxis. It isn't really a big deal which one you choose, but if you do, Richtofen turns into a zombie. If you don't, Maxis just doesn't get his way, I think. Or either Richtofen finds a way to get rid of his soul or something. But then, if you get Maxis, I think their eyes change color from blue to green, which I think Maxis is a good guy in all this. Never really been told that, or either I don't remember it. But either way, you go from there to there, and yeah. Then, yeah, all the thing that was cool and Buried was Leroy, and I mean, I wish there was a video out there on YouTube that would be like every time that he runs it just says Leroy Jenkins, and have him running and stuff, which would be amazing in my opinion, but somebody hasn't done it yet. Somebody do it. But either way, the witches, they were cool. The perks, nothing special, I don't think. Well, other than the other perk, the one that was in the map. I thought there was a special one. I can't remember what it was. I know that stamina up and all those things were the things that were special in Black Ops 2. Stamina up and transit, there was Tombstone. If I'm missing anything, leave it in the comments below if you know. Yeah, I don't know why you'd be watching this if you knew, other than making sure that you knew it. But I may be missing things because I haven't played Zombies and I haven't watched Zombies in a long time, and just because Black Ops 3 was coming out, I decided to do this. So, I will be uploading another video tomorrow, and I might even upload a double upload today for not uploading yesterday. But anyway, guys, this has been Rebel Son. Enjoy the rest of this gameplay, and I'm out. Peace.